Oh, definitely.
And here we are. We're starting the first map for the grand final for the 10th Sunday Cup of the winter season between CYPHER and Evil. We have CYPHER off the start, finding himself in a precarious position with Evil locking it down for both big items. CYPHER's trying to do some damage, and he's getting a little bit of damage, but he's going to be out of control here as his opponent Evil does manage to get both the Mega and the Red and the LG. So out of control start for CYPHER.
Yeah, CYPHER doesn't have the rocket launcher either, so Evil knows that CYPHER's going to be wanting that as soon as possible to play defensively. So you're going to probably see CYPHER or Evil not, push out too far. Always be aware that CYPHER's going to be moving toward that angle. But here we go. We've got Mega Health and Red Armor coming up soon. CYPHER currently by that upper yellow, and again, he won't really want a challenge for either one. If he can get a couple of Plasma Bolts, that would probably be a win for him in CYPHER's mind at this point. There's, just maybe predicting the jump up from Evil, and here it comes. CYPHER's going to steal it away. A very cheeky move from CYPHER, and it's actually going to pay off here.
Yeah, I love Evil's decision. If it was like just a little bit earlier, then he would have actually caught CYPHER and killed him probably. But CYPHER luckily did manage to escape with that red armor. So the cheeky move did indeed pay off as he gets a yellow. Another rail there into Evil as he tries to defend. And Evil's hitting these pixel rails with no time to react at all around these corners. And that really puts CYPHER in a very bad spot again. But CYPHER, he's happy. He's just playing out of control. He moves into a very fragile position. But luckily for him, oh no, there's rockets. Almost very nasty. But luckily for him, all the items are spawning. So that kind of tells CYPHER where he can be safe right now. But the Mega was just picked up by Evil, so he can kind of be anywhere right now. So CYPHER, with only 50 armor, is in a very, very dangerous time.
Yeah, I mean, all the health is up on the map for CYPHER, so if he does get trapped, providing there is 225s or 50 HP for him to back into, he'll be okay. You can see the 225s down here as well, but Evil just patrolling that stairwell knows that CYPHER will try to move in, and if he does get into a fight and CYPHER has that health to utilize, kind of like mini Mega Healths, I always say. So that's one of the reasons why Bloodman can be so well played out of control, but currently Evil's not really giving CYPHER any openings at the moment. CYPHER just, again, just still trying to find some inkling of damage.
I love that last situation. We saw CYPHER pushing down out the teleporter and then spamming the rockets towards shards. He knew that the red armor was coming up, so if Evil had actually gone for the tele to attack him, then he can actually steal the red there and escape. But because Evil did go shards, Evil could block him from red. So CYPHER knows exactly how to get every single little edge he can get that he can find, and he has actually managed to build himself up, avoiding Evil, 150 armor. This is the kind of place you want to be in CYPHER's position. Now he just needs item times to have the info to understand where he can attack and how he can attack it.
Yeah, he could guesstimate that Evil picked up the Mega Health. He didn't hear it taken then, but he could guess that that's where Evil was coming from, in which case he could make attack on the next one. But generally speaking, all CYPHER really needs to do, if we're to simplify things down a little bit, is hit one, maybe two rockets, one being direct, and things will be evened up. So CYPHER's well aware of that. You can see him sticking around waiting for those shots, just in case they happen to connect. But again, it's always difficult doing that against Evil, because out of nowhere, Evil hit a railgun that probably shouldn't hit, because that's just who Evil is. But here comes the LG exchange. CYPHER going to have to back away, uses that 50 HP, which he'll need to time from now, and back to almost square one.
Yeah, and so far CYPHER is playing great. He should, unless he gets quite unlucky, unless Evil reads him very, very, very well, he should be okay for the time being, able to have that 100 armor and then get to that 150 again. And then he has to just go at it, make another play, and hopefully eventually he gets the opportunity he needs, the situation that he needs to steal away a big item, force a fight whilst he picks up maybe the Mega in the middle of the fight, catch Evil out of position. One of these things will lead CYPHER to a position where he's back into control. And look at it, this is it. He's on position now for that Mega Health. He's got the damage. This is huge for CYPHER. He's in a big, big position right now. He can do anything he wants, pressuring Evil, falling back onto the Mega. CYPHER's well and truly back in this, and he hasn't lost a frag. Well played to him.
Yeah, really good stuff from CYPHER. I think many people don't. Oh, actually, we're going to see a bit of a fight here by this upper yellow. Looks like CYPHER's going to win the fight.
Oh my god!
We'll get the kill. Wow, let me just bring up the percentages a minute. 33% for Evil on the LG, 36% for CYPHER. I'm pretty sure CYPHER was hitting more in that fight for the most part, but Evil managed to get the extra burst to pick up the frag, and that's the first one on the board. And yeah, just switched around very, very quickly, BK, and maybe even another one if CYPHER can't hit. Oh, he's come out with LG. He's run out of ammo though. Switches out to railgun. CYPHER's on the chase. Evil will get.
Oh. Had he missed that one, it would have been CYPHER with the Mega Health and CYPHER still alive, but instead it's a 2-0 for Evil with the red coming up and no way for CYPHER to respond now as Evil has all the ammunition he needs. That rocket was perfect, and that's just enough. Oh, look at the dodging. They're just standing on the edge. predicting that Cypher would pull the plasma more to the center of the red, evading the damage just for long enough to hit the clutch shot. That is top level play.
Yeah, really great play from Evil. And again, we're going to see a bit of a battle. Cypher actually dealing a lot of damage to Railgun.
Oh my
Evil
god, again!
Oh my god. What can Cypher do? He really can't get a break at the moment, DDK.
This is just, I cannot believe Evil's even going for these plays. This is the kind of cheeky stuff that Cypher tends to do, just double backing into a room with no health to just take the shot and making it work. And he spots the vulnerability, he spots an opportunity, he takes it, he deals a lot of damage with the LG. And now both players are quite fragile at the moment. You can see both of them on a similar stack here, although Cypher's pulling away with that armor, so that should be Cypher on the next Mega with pressure onto the red, securing control for Cypher. Let's see how it goes though.
Yeah, I don't think either player know where they are. I think Evil will have a guess that Cypher's below the Mega, that's why he's not really going for it. But Cypher's left it up a little bit later. Evil still didn't get the time on it though, which could be good news. He'll still have to guess it. But Cypher, for the time being in the lead, Evil just trying to pick up yellows at this point.
So Evil's definitely in a respectable position, okay, he's without the Mega. But he's got 150 armor under his belt, so he just needs to find the fight on the item or find the fight with the health behind him or the position. The first rocket maybe, and there it is. That's the first couple rockets, so he knows he can take this fight. But Cypher is actually responding pretty well, using the pillar there with the rockets, and you can see how powerful that is. Evil is very low now. Got the double 25 right there, so he's going to be feeling a bit better about himself and pressuring Cypher as Cypher tries to take those shots onto him. So Evil defending well, winning the red armor, and Cypher manages to get the split on the yellow Mega as well. So Evil realizes, I think, that Cypher is in decent shape and he shouldn't do anything quite so hasty right now, especially with the lead.
Yeah, definitely, and you can see both players just walking around at the moment. They have a huge level of respect for each other. They know any opening shot and any initial damage burst could be the difference between staying alive and losing that frag. And the jump up to red armor comes out. Evil does get a bit of LG damage, but a rail response from Cypher. Going to gift him the lead for the time being. Mega did go to Evil though. Cypher just slightly off that, and that's going to, at least for the time being, put Evil ahead a little bit. Cypher is going to have to be very careful as to how he approaches this. And again, Evil with the railgun, just every time Cypher gets some damage, Evil just responds with that ridiculous rail.
Indeed, and Luke playing for that 50. He knows that Cypher desperately wants that 50, but somehow Cypher not only evades all the damage, but grabs the 50, puts the pressure on, takes the committed fight, and forces Evil to be defensive, as now he is on 1 point of health. Oh my goodness, if he comes back from this, Cypher, if he watches the VOD, he is going to be crying. Evil coming back from death, basically, almost death.
You know he's got a huge smile on his face at the moment after picking up those 225s. Maybe even a little giggle coming out, because that was, to say the least, for Evil. But he will get away. And look at this, 71 points of armor. He's not really that far behind Cypher when you think about it. And again, we keep bringing up how much damage you need to deal to even the game, but it is literally just one rocket. That's how much Evil has turned it around.
And let's look at the Pavel game from earlier, the precedent that was set there. Evil, it's just 2 minutes left. He just has to play the yellows, play defensively perfectly, and he wins the game. Look at that. Cypher walks into damage. That just bought Evil about 30-40 seconds of time, where Cypher can't really pressure him unless Cypher takes a huge risk that could just cost him the game. And Evil just gets aggressive. He's like, screw this, goes for that Mega, hits big rockets onto his opponent. Cypher is now in a lot of trouble if Evil's to hit another rail, but Cypher will manage to escape, evacuate from the Mega area, and put himself on that red armor. So Cypher's ready for round 2.
Oh, I thought Evil was going to peek out with the railgun. He's on 8 HP, Cypher. No amount of armor is going to keep you alive there. He really needs some help. Is the 50 up for him? Yes, finally. Oh my god. We got 1 minute and 10 seconds remaining. 4 frags for Cypher to find. And again, it comes down to the fact that you can back away and deal damage. And look at the exit rails Evil has hit. Look at the amount of rockets both of these players can hit. It's going to be so difficult for Cypher to pick it out. I think the most famous game here on this map I've seen is Avec hiding from Cooler for about 5 minutes. Hiding by teleport, so Cypher's gotta get really lucky.
Ran out of rocket ammunition, only had the 1 rocket, and that could have been the difference right there. If he had another rocket under his belt to throw in there after the first direct, he could have survived that engagement, but instead Cypher now playing off the spawn, no better than before that fight, with a 5-1 scoreline, still 4 frag difference. It is looking very bad, 30 seconds left. It's got to be Evil's map number 1, and that's going to set us into Lost World now, with Evil having that advantage, that 1 map advantage in this best of 5. So this is often, you know, how it tends to happen with Evil and Cypher recently in the Face It Sunday Cups. We've had Blood Run and Lost World often just going to Evil. That's how he makes his big leads.
Yeah, I mean, just look at the item differences there. Way more red armors, way more mega health. The yellows are about even, and the damage just significantly more in Evil's favor. I guess it just tells the whole story of the frag difference there, just looking at that alone. But just, yeah, superior play from Evil. And coming in now toward Lost World, what are your thoughts in terms of CYPHER here?
Well, it seems lately that CYPHER kind of hasn't really adapted to how Evil's been playing, at least online. I know CYPHER on LAN tends to be a stronger force, but we kind of discussed that earlier with Sparty 2. But at least on the finals that we've seen, Evil kind of has his number. There's a lot of spots CYPHER looks for when he's kind of out of control, the ways that he gets his efficient damage, like these opportunities he tries to search for. And Evil's extremely aware of how CYPHER plays those spots, and he doesn't ever really venture into them. He never gives CYPHER these positions that change the game. So that's usually how we've seen Evil basically kind of crushing CYPHER recently on this map. And he has been consistently, at least in the face of Sunday Cups, winning against CYPHER on Lost World. So I'm fearful for CYPHER right now. Of course, this is his map choice, so he must feel like he has a good chance here. So let's see how it goes. I'm not sure if do you have anything to add about that?
I mean, all I can really add is not entirely unrelated, but Russians on this map are just superior to almost any other nation I find. You watch Kulo play this map, he times everything, and I expect a high-level quality game from this one too. Two Russian players, CYPHER and Evil here on map number 2. CYPHER has to take this one. He doesn't really want to go 2 maps behind in this best of 5, and straight off the bat, take away the red armor. And Evil's going to be able to pick up the mega health, got the rocket launcher as well, and center map. Center map extremely important, but neither player have an LG, and it will be CYPHER to get the first one.
Yeah, and he's got Evil breathing down his neck again. Oh, that rocket straight to the face. He should be able to duck in for that red armor, but he's just looking for the timing. There it is, the timing for him. But he did take significant damage from the rockets. I'm not sure if he's going to feel confident to go for that mega because he hasn't got a rocket launcher. He cannot compete on the close ranges against Evil. So he needs to get the rocket launcher first, which means he needs to get on the open map, which will be great for him because he has the LG. But looks like he's just going to go straight for this mega. Whereas Evil, though, nowhere to be seen. And it's not like the red was even up right there.
I mean, this is the thing. Evil should know that CYPHER doesn't have a rocket launcher. He could be worried about the shotgun because I think shotgun is one of those weapons that people just underappreciate because that can deal a crap ton of damage. But I am really surprised that Evil just didn't go down.
I think maybe Evil was thinking that he needed the LG more but trading that for the mega, I'm not sure.
0-0 end of the day, I suppose. I mean, I've got a lot of time remaining, so
yep.
Not the end of the world.
Indeed. So CYPHER right now, very comfortable position, as is Evil at this point. CYPHER with a slight advantage on the stack, but it doesn't always matter hugely on this map, you know, a swing of 50 resources or so, 50 to 80 resources. It's all about where you find the fight, because there's so many interesting spots here, choke points, weird angles, weird rockets, there's the lava as well. And so here you go, Evil trying to get a bit of damage with that plasma gun to even things up a little bit. And the plasma gun can be really effective. You can see he's looking for that unreturned damage, and that is really the art of Lost World.
Yeah, definitely. What is also important to consider is that Evil is holding this upper map. He's preventing CYPHER from rocket jumping up, gaining any kind of control. And actually, Evil can use this opportunity to maybe come in toward the mega, but it's going to be risky to stick around here. He needs to hit some great direct rockets. And yeah, did well to, I think, back away and just let CYPHER pick it up for the time being, as that could have gone either way. Probably in favor of CYPHER.
And CYPHER only has one rocket, and I'm not sure if he realizes this, and he has to switch to the LG in that fight, and actually, I think it worked out well for him. He has his opponent Evil screaming at this point in time, so both players quite weak after that engagement, and this could really be the difference for CYPHER, who has position. He's got the LG still. Evil, though, he is very strong, and in fact, he pushed CYPHER back off the stairway there, and he might just be able to win this red armor. This is quite important. The responsibility is on CYPHER to deal damage here, but look at what he has to face up against. He was unable to do any damage there, so he has at least the yellows, but at the end of the day, due to the rocket jump and so on, he has to get both of these yellows to actually come out ahead of Evil, and right now he's a bit behind, so Evil did a great job.
I mean, this is the thing when you play against a player like Evil. On one hand, you could push in and get a frag that you think you could get, but at the same time, you're going to lose so much health and armor that even if you were to get it, probably wouldn't have been worth the exchange, and you could come out worse from that. So I think CYPHER's fully aware of that and doesn't want to overcommit to anything just yet in the fear of Evil getting a better start off the spawn. And the same for the other way as well.
Yeah, CYPHER, look at this, trying to find those spots where he can hit one crazy rocket, a bit of free damage. Really needs something like that right now to basically stop Evil from being too confident. But with his stack right now, if Evil's too confident and takes an aggressive movement, that could actually help CYPHER, who's actually low on rockets, low on LG cells. He doesn't want to fight right now without topping up on the LG, especially not in the open area, but he's kind of locking it down with the rockets, with the plasma gun as well. But look at this, just playing it silent, waiting for Evo to emerge, and that's exactly what happens. Up the stairs he goes, but CYPHER doesn't find the damage that he's looking for. Can he get it? Evil's doing much better on the damage right now, even better still. But CYPHER's going to push him down, saves him from the lava with his other rocket, and he has to get out of there. Oh, barely escaping with 6 points of health. Evil knows he's low, but he doesn't have to pursue just yet. He's got the Mega and a yellow. And
that's probably one of the cheekiest rocket jumps I have ever seen in my time watching Quake Live. CYPHER there, and we're going to see a bit of an extra. CYPHER comes out on top, gets the first frag on the board, and I think you could probably watch that demo back and upload it to YouTube. That was a spectacular 30 seconds from CYPHER and Evil.
Oh my god.
Steals away the red armor, and this is what I spoke about earlier. Even though CYPHER's got the frag, he has really nothing to work with, and Evil, if he's got a better spawn, could come out the bat with a much better outcome.
That was really strange right there. I mean, if Evil had had the LG to use, he should have won that fight, no problem. But the problem with the plasma gun is it can be very inconsistent. It's not guaranteed damage, whereas the LG is guaranteed. And looks like CYPHER going to get position on that red armor, drops without minimal damage received. He is going to be looking for the finish right here in this fight very soon if Evil tries to poke him anymore. But look at this movement from Evil. But the rockets from CYPHER somehow just come in perfectly to cover himself and even give him the opportunity to pick up the kill. Wow.
Yeah, CYPHER just, I guess, amazing rockets. That's all you can really summarize from that fight, because Evil was relentless. And again, Evil just so relentless, not really giving up. It's kind of like watching France in the Nations Cup that I commentated last week. They give up quad, but just come straight back in with machine guns. Evil just wants to deal damage. He knows he can hit. And at the time being, CYPHER's just having to hold him back. And again, another LG battle. CYPHER will come out on top.
And before that frag, we had that situation where CYPHER was getting pushed around on the upper level. Evil, I like how he fell back onto the red armor. It was actually really good in-fight movement from CYPHER because his dodging could have been very predictable there, but he kept the damage to the minimum and managed to, off of that play, win himself another frag. But it's looking very flimsy right now. He's got only 30 health, waiting for that 50, not much armor to work with, and Evil is, once again, always there, lingering to do damage to CYPHER.
Yeah, this red armor should go to Evil as well. The question is, will CYPHER be able to hit a rocket? If he can hit a rocket, that's going to even things up a little bit. But if not, he's going to have to be very careful in the next 30 seconds or so. He does have the LG to prevent Evil coming up to that upper level. And he will also be able to deny the 2 yellow armors. So even though the red went to Evil, it's not a bad thing for CYPHER necessarily.
No, absolutely not. And CYPHER going to make his way back over towards the Mega Health. And it's going to spawn at the same time as the red. But it's about what you prioritize here. And he's looking for maybe a nice situation for damage, trying to catch Evil, dropping for the red. And he's getting such an insanely good engagement right there. That is wonderful for CYPHER. I mean, the bit of theory that he was working with there was like, maybe I can catch, a bit of free damage, maybe 50, 60 damage. Then he got a bit of damage, and Evil just couldn't do anything, and then it got better and better, so it's like, why not take the frag? And that's exactly what happened. And now CYPHER in a dominant position, 5-0, 3 minutes left. What is Evil going to do here to bring this back?
Well, he's going to have to not try and commit to red armor then and maybe just give it up and just play a little bit slow, wait for an opportunity. But slow on this map is a very bad thing in a way because it's so easy, kind of like Blood Run, to play defensive, except on this map you don't need to back away. You can just hold a corner with a rocket launcher and that's it. You don't need to move. You can play static. And CYPHER, at the moment, just going to extend the score lead, and this could be all that's needed now, 7 frags.
Yeah, it's looking like game already now. I think Evil's also one of those players that tends to, if he really feels it's over, he's not afraid to throw in the slash forfeit. So you might actually see that soon as Evil approaches that threshold of like, there's 2.5 minutes left, what can I do here? At the moment, CYPHER's locking down the entire upper level, the center map. He's got it all under control. Evil doesn't have weapons, he doesn't have armor or health, or maybe even item times exactly, but he is going to try to brute force his way into the middle of the map, which CYPHER says no. Stops that engagement, stops that aggression, and Evil hasn't had enough of the spawn. He's gonna find the lava.
So I think this is a good thing for CYPHER as well. He has, let's not forget, he has 10 more ping than Evil, and he's out-aiming him, or at least keeping up with the same level as aim in his game, and that's going to give CYPHER confidence. And I think that is going to be a hell of importance going into next map, which is going to be Evil's map pick, Furious Heights. And definitely winning this map, definitely a critical thing. You mentioned before, the 4th map pick, Cypher's 2nd, which is, I believe, Cure, is a map that he's very strong on. So getting this one was a critical win for Cypher.
Yeah, a very, very good point. I agree completely. And without this map, it's not hopeless, of course. Never hopeless if your name's Cypher. But it is just insanely hard to come back from that point. We've seen it happen before, though. I think the second time, or the first time they played, I think Evil 1 was winning 2-0, and then Cypher came back 3 maps in a row. But that's the only time we saw it between these two guys. So it looks like we are going to move on to map number 3 momentarily. Last minute to play here as Evil finds himself 9 frags to deficit. And it's looking good, though. Cypher's looking a lot better than last time we saw him in this matchup. So the hopes for all the Cypher fans can be renewed, as Cypher should have this 1-1 situation in the bag, and he's got a strong chance on Furious Heights as well. It's a very even map for both players. I feel like couldn't really give you an edge on either one. So
yeah,
we'll
no,
see.
I think I would definitely agree on that one. And they're both hitting ridiculous accuracies when it comes to timing. Both are always on point. They're also trying to set up traps. And what I like about Furious Height is how the map's set up as well. You've got the Mega Health and the Red Armor on completely separate sides of the map. And they're really distinct. And it's easy to follow. And yeah, it should be an exciting game. I'm very curious who's going to get the better spawn when we go on to that one.
Yeah.
As that could really open things up straight away.
I think Furious Heights has become one of my favorites to watch, actually. I don't know why or what it is. I think it's because on Furious Heights, you can have everything. You can have fast games, slow games. You can have really interesting defensive plays and aggressive plays and lots of like long-range angles, but there's interesting potential for close-range fights. You got a mix of everything in Furious Heights, I feel like. Maybe that's why it's my favorite. I'm not sure.
Yeah, you get the super fast periods of gameplay as well, where you see the players dart toward the islands. Because of how it's laid out, you sometimes have to dart toward the red armor or say the lightning gun as well. So I think you're definitely right in saying I think it's a map for everybody. I think is probably the way to go. You can play it to your style. It's not open to just one.
Yeah, definitely. And I'm very curious to see how this is going to go. You can never call it between these two guys, but let's try. Let's do a score prediction. We haven't done one of those yet. I know it's like hard to ever get a right score prediction, but what score prediction would you make for Furious Heights here?
Furious Heights score prediction. I'm gonna go. I think Cypher will take it. I think it's gonna be 8-3.
8-3.
Yeah, quite low
All right.
scoring one.
Okay, I'm gonna go with. It's very difficult. I'm gonna go
It's either
with.
going to be low or really high.
Yeah, that's true. That's really true. I'm gonna go with 5-2. I'm gonna go with that.
5-2. Okay.
5-2.
So still two relatively low scoring predictions, I guess.
Yeah.
When you consider the amount of aggression Evil's been putting on so far in the games, but
Actually, you're right. I think my prediction sucks now. I want to take it back, but I can't. The game's getting live. We have Cypher and Evil for map number 3 here. Furious Heights, Evil's second pick. And they are all tied up here in this best-of-5 grand final for the 10th Sunday Cup of the winter season. The last one before the finale next weekend. And Cypher manages to get himself onto all the weapons. 150 armor. He's feeling good.
yeah, ideal start for Cypher, really. You couldn't ask for a better one. Although that rocket, Jesus Christ.
Wow, that locks him out of that red armor. So now he's thinking about how can I put in some damage here, just taking it slow, maybe trying to catch Evil. But there he is. He sees Evil darting across for the LG. So Evil has all the weapons now. Oh my god, Evil dropping into Cypher's clutches. That is like maximal damage there for Cypher. But you can see the stack advantage really stops Cypher from winning the fight. So that was, wow.
Well, yeah, it was 44% LG versus 56%. So yeah, and 56% on Cypher. So it's stack advantage, definitely. But regardless, Evil 1-0 up, and already the rampage has begun for one of these players. Cypher has absolutely nothing. You have to play so cautiously, but at the same time, Evil has such a stack, and you know Cypher has nothing. But Evil could quite freely jump in and come for an attack on Cypher at any point. There'd be no worry or issue with that, and we're going to maybe see that here.
All right, so Cypher gets spotted by Evil. He has to back away from that position. He's basically trying to figure out where Evil's going to go so that he can understand like what he can take, more or less. And he's going to be able to grab the Mega and the Yellow. Evil missing his shots and Rocket Jump escape. So ideal scenario for Cypher, considering where he was about 15 seconds ago. So yeah, that's
really
good.
Really, really great play from Cypher there. And again, cheeky Rocket Jump, icon boss world. It's nice to see.
Also, Evil's going to try to catch CYPHER creeping around the grenade area as he does spot CYPHER. CYPHER spots him, but Evil's the one that lands the damage. And that's going to give Evil the confidence with the second rail as well to maybe find the drop. But it's got to be careful because the items are up, so CYPHER can take advantage of that. And he's going to do just that. So well played to CYPHER, not hesitating. He could easily have hesitated in that position, all low in health and all things considered. But no, he shows the mark of an experienced player, a champion, in fact.
Yeah, but Evil missing some critical railguns. They could have gone the other way so far. CYPHER's had 2 mega healths now for free effectively. Evil has to either start hitting them, or CYPHER has to pray that he gets the lead some time or later. Otherwise, yeah, it's only a matter of time before Evil does. But here we go, red armor coming up. CYPHER maybe wants to challenge, deal a little bit of damage. Again, probably should be pushed through when you consider the armor advantage that Evil does have, and there is health to be picked up as well.
Wow, nice vertical rail from Evil. So accurate. And he's going to be able to steal away that mega health. 200 for him as he hears that. Oh no, CYPHER getting caught in the worst possible place on the entire map. And that's going to be an easy frag for Evil. Barely even taking 100 damage at that point. Oh my god. Evil is in a really nice position. Now he moves 2-0. And CYPHER, this is where you have to really, as the player in CYPHER's position, have a lot of patience and belief in yourself, because that was just unlucky for CYPHER.
Yeah, it really was. He had to get the rail at some point as well. Evil just, at the same time, Evil fully aware of what CYPHER's planning to do. If you are playing defensive on this map, you have to play defensive. That area is one of the positions you play from, just above, and Evil just trying to catch him. And again, we got the red armor coming up. CYPHER will steal it away. I think Evil should still get the frag here, but he doesn't have a whole lot of health and armor. That said, there's not really too much on the map for CYPHER to pick up, apart from a yellow. So unless he gets some weapons soon, that rocket launcher is not really going to be enough to deny one of these items.
And this is one of those situations with all the items so far away, CYPHER can follow the immense damage he dealt there with another, give another frag away to keep Evil really low, and then he can get an item. He's going to go for it. In the rockets go, and he does manage to make a trade there. So both players falling. Oh, wow. CYPHER with the better spawn, you could argue, because he gets all the weapons instantly. And this is great for CYPHER. That was a perfect play with all the items so far away. It was just perfect.
Yeah, definitely. And again, without armor, mega health gets stripped away quickly. Evil just with 75, still quite a lot, including those shards. So got enough to work with Evil at least to defend, but if CYPHER can hit one rocket again, could be the difference. But the drop down toward red armor comes in. Evil just relentless DDK. He really just wants everything on the map. Again, just wants to deal damage.
Oh, the rockets though had been so immense from CYPHER. I mean, he hit what, like 2 directs there and a good chunk of damage with the splash also. He kept himself alive there. He would have died had he not hit those directs. And at this point in time, when you put CYPHER's back against the wall, he's always going to deliver with the shots. And Evil hanging in there somehow against CYPHER, and he's going to go for these little picks, these little shots in the distance. Does manage to even connect some of them. So CYPHER and Evil at this point can see that they're both totally even right now.
You're never safe with Evil. Whatever angle, you're almost guaranteed to be hit by Evil. It must be so scary and frustrating to play against, and not in much you don't want to play the game, but like, sometimes there's no answer to be given for those kind of shots. If he's going to hit them, he'll hit them. That's that.
Exactly. And now look at CYPHER. He's got some good position by this 50 bubble. It's a great place to default to if you aren't sure exactly what's going on. You can stand there. It's a good place. You can hear a lot on the map as well. So he's going to sweep on by that yellow armor and now make the approach back up into the central area here by the mega area rather, as he just has no idea. Oh, he heard the sound cue. Now he knows where Evil is. And that can really help him out here. As Evil decides to actually go into the mega room to try to make something happen. And CYPHER's actually in a good position for this mega. Hits the rail, switches to that rocket launcher to defend himself, pushes Evil off. So tense right now. The LG comes out as CYPHER goes across. This is so tense. The rail is connected. Can Evil hit the next shot? He switches to the MG. And CYPHER now is taking the rails. Oh my goodness, what are we seeing in this fight?
He even missed the mega health pickup as well. It's so unlucky, but at least he can get the red armor for himself. Evil with 40 armor to his name, 184. CYPHER still has the advantageous position. One rocket, few plasma bolts, a railgun, anything would strip away that armor. Evil would be an easy kill for CYPHER if he can find the shot.
And here he goes, he catches Evil out here, and Evil doesn't necessarily want this fight, but look at the LG as CYPHER drops its perfection, and Evil manages to get the frag. That is just so heartbreaking for CYPHER, but he's going to try to come back in for a quick rocket play. knows that he's shut out and backs away. Evil's not done with him yet, though, despite his health being quite low and his armor lacking. CYPHER drops onto the LG again?
Yeah, I don't know. It was a bit of a flop rocket jump that I saw, unfortunately, from CYPHER. But, I mean, Evil's going to take advantage of it. That's a mistake you can't afford to do on this kind of level of game. Yeah, CYPHER's going to be a bit annoyed at himself for that one. He's definitely capable of more than that. And there comes the 7th rank for Evil. And walking away with this one at this point, I think CYPHER's probably going to call it early, unfortunately.
Yeah, I'm thinking the same right now, but we'll see. Perhaps you still have a chance to be correct with your prediction of 8-3. And here goes Evil in for another frag, and he's going to get it. So, oh, there it is. As you said, the forfeit coming in. And a decisive win from Evil. A scrappy game. Very scrappy game, actually. A lot of insane, intense, crazy fights. And CYPHER, I feel like he got quite unlucky a few times there.
Yeah, he really did. And again, I just have to come back to some of the railgun shots that Evil hit. I mean, CYPHER got lucky with a couple of those mega pickups. Evil missed them. But when it comes to the exit damage, CYPHER pick up a red and go towards, say, the railgun / lower white A. Evil would just hit the shot through the tiniest gap using zoom, and that'd be half of the red armor dissipated already. It's just...
Right.
The constant damage was just insane. And again, when CYPHER dropped down to pick up Evil, Evil had 40 points of armor and about 180 HP. Again, it's easy to hit someone in the air, so Evil technically had the advantage, but CYPHER's aim it wasn't on point at that time. And yeah, again, Evil took advantage. It almost felt like CYPHER wasn't comfortable when it came to the fights on Furious Heights.
Yeah, it really seemed like that. And it's I'm wondering where CYPHER went, because he left the server. So it is map number 4. It's Evil's match point, but this is CYPHER's second pick. This is where if CYPHER wants to win a best of 5 against Evil, he has to take this map for it to be possible usually. And CYPHER just restarting his client. I think that's the truth, or.
Yeah, it looks like
okay,
someone said the slot was full. So
and now he's back in the game. So he's back in the game. Restarted the client, a fresh boot. Can he make it happen? Is that going to be the difference? I don't know what it is, but he's going to need something to throw against Evil here, because Evil's got all the momentum. And there's a lot of spots there where, Evil's throwing in the smileys because, CYPHER made a mistake, gave him an easy frag, and that's the kind of thing that can, play psychologically against you. It's I mean, Evil knows, he's just grinning, like you were saying previously. He's just grinning every time he gets the better of CYPHER.
Yeah, there's a lot of this in Quake. If you look back, famous was, I think, Too Good playing against who was it? Forever in Quake 4, and it was in the Fnatic advertisement video, but he'd talk shit about him and obviously get into the mind of Forever. And you see it as well quite a lot in TDM. Wins is a famous example of someone who talks a lot on the chat, and people don't like Wins for that. And whilst maybe some of what he's saying is true, for the most part, it just gets to the other team. They start laughing at him or not take him seriously, and then Wins just destroys them. It's just like an element of, I don't know, it just gets to people, doesn't it?
Yeah, I mean, we had the IM circuit. We had, of course, some of the players there, like Avik and Cooler and so on, were really good players when it came to the psychological aspect of the game, where you try to smack talk your opponent or just break them down psychologically in whatever way it would be. Okay, in a LAN environment, it's much. It can be much more effective. But here we go. Evil and CYPHER, they're getting underway. Map number 4. It has to be CYPHER's victory if he has any hope in winning this grand final and forcing it to a 5th decisive map. But this is match point right now on Cure, on CYPHER's choice for Evil.
Yeah, well, many people have said CYPHER is strong on this map, including you earlier on, so this could be the one for him to tie things up 2-2. He's more than capable. Can't count the amount of times he's won a DreamHack event or other events to that matter. But whether he can do it here in map 4 of the grand final of the final qualifier, the finale series, we'll see. As he gets trapped by this red. Brilliant rockets from Evil, and CYPHER's down to just 2 HP. It was a great start, TDK, as all of a sudden...
and there it is, the finishing shot. Add insult to injury as he rocket jumps with all his Quakely finesse and then sweeps on back to that yellow. No sign of CYPHER just yet, though. He hears him. He can sense him, but he cannot see him just yet on his screen. So he's going to be able to get himself that red armor. No trouble at all. As CYPHER basically is just going around the map trying to get the weapons, and look at that, he's trying to get that railgun, and he receives a rail in the back from Evil. So Evil's just loving life at the moment. Gonna grab himself another yellow. He's got the perfect cycle of items. He's got all the weapons. He has everything.
Yeah, he really is in the best possible position ever. He's, again, going to be grinning at this point because that 1-0 lead, again, is going to be putting pressure on CYPHER in this map that he needs to win. Everything's against him at the moment, whereas Evil is not plain sailing, but is in a position where he can relax a little bit to a certain extent as he is hitting his shots.
Nice.
Yeah.
You can see Evil actually just waited there. He knew that CYPHER would wait before going to the tally to hit rockets, and CYPHER, playing that choke point very well. Like, Evil played it in a magnificent way, but CYPHER just showed us like how he gets back in games by defying the odds, working the choke points. And look at this, Evil, he decided to leave up the Mega previously, and it ended up hurting him. He tried to be too fancy.
Yeah, and you always want the red armor spawning before the Mega health as well. It's much easier to get onto the Mega or deny it with LG, so this is an ideal situation for the CYPHER at this point. There's enough time to also get to yellow armor as well after that. So really, Evil's got to try and work with this rocket launcher LG shock, and he might even push toward Railgun as soon as possible when CYPHER does make his way toward Mega health, and just leave it up if he can't find the rocket. Oh no, he's going to leave the Railgun there.
So now CYPHER's in a great position as Evil perhaps misplaying his fantastic position at the start of the game. CYPHER leaving up the Mega. He doesn't need to take it, really. I mean, it's more a case of just keeping the cycle going as opposed to actually needing it. And right now, he needs frags. He's on the hunt for Evil. He finds him, he roots him out of his position over at the rocket launcher, and that's enough to be able to steal away the red armor. So the little damage that Evil did is redundant, as CYPHER has all the items to back himself up at the moment, trying to crawl around to suss out once again the location of his opponent and to perhaps catch him as he drops for maybe the shards or some item. But right now there's not much of a sign from Evil, maybe a spam rocket in the distance, but other than that, CYPHER has no info.
Yeah, Evil's just stacking up as much as possible. He's managed to get up to 150 armor at the moment, enough to at least deal damage at this red, try and even the odds a little bit. And in terms of health, he certainly has done just that. The question is, will anybody make a play on this Mega Health? Or they're just going to leave it up? It will be CYPHER. The LG battle comes out. The Mega Health's going to help, but he has to hit a ridiculous amount of LG. It won't happen. Evil gets the frag, and again, I just question why CYPHER risked it all on that.
I don't know, but here goes Evil up the jump pad. He gets propelled backwards by the plasma output of CYPHER. So CYPHER somehow coming out of that situation the better, and he's going to be able to pick up some extra weapons here, but he's running out of plasma bullets right there. No more in his plasma gun, and he has to rely on the LG in the rail now, which is fine. But as he had to go for that LG, he got punished for that position with a nasty rocket from his opponent, burning away a lot of that armor that he had. And he's going to go for the engagement here, but after that rocket, you can see how Evil outstacked him, and Evil predicted it as well, got the engagement, executed it well, and got the frag. So now CYPHER trying to push in for a follow-up, but he's really just opening himself up to more damage as Evil's stack is really too good, and he can look at how he's playing. He's using the ranges in fight to maximize the power of the weapons that he has and that CYPHER does not have. The LG is so good.
And it's really interesting to watch Evil as well. The Mega was up for so long, and instead he opted to go and try and pick up 50 HP, give himself the 200 stack, and in the end found CYPHER and got another kill off the spawners, 0. And just Evil so confident on the map, around the items. He knows exactly what he wants to do before he does it, and then executes it perfectly. Now, next items up on the board are going to be the red and the Mega. CYPHER ideally needs armor. Oh no, he's got 75, so maybe he could make a challenge, but ideally needs armor before he goes for Mega.
Certainly, and he's going to be able to fall back his Evil onto that red armor, and this is a decent situation for him, despite the split there. Look at this, CYPHER was predicting the aggression into the room, and look at those rockets, they're very good. This play from CYPHER, very, very nice, well played, but, I mean, oh dear, he wanted to go for the 50, assuming that Evil would be, trying to reposition himself for the red, but no, he was wrong. Evil now in a better position again. CYPHER trying to work those rockets, but again, the LG advantage is just proving time and time again to be the difference in these fights.
It's like Evil has 2 seconds maximum on his backwards key, and then he has to stand still because he'll fall back a little bit, and then he'll just wait to deal damage. It's quite amazing to watch, actually, how reluctant he is to play the plus back game. He really just wants to get out that damage output, and again, 7-0. CYPHER going to be punished for Mega, but maybe that could be enough here, as he has got it. Well, I was going to say a pretty decent spawn if he can hit the machine gun to take away the red armor, but it's going to be a tough situation to get out without taking too much damage.
Evil just couldn't have cut that any closer. Going down to 5 health would have been one more machine gun bullet, which would have killed him. But instead, he remains alive. hearty right now and healthy, stout, as he takes down his opponent once more with the rails. So CYPHER just cannot catch a break against his opponent Evil, as CYPHER is now staring down defeat in this grand final as Evil takes his 9th frag with the rail, and there it is. CYPHER disconnects and Evil's gonna win 3-1 right there. And I don't know, what do you think, MVC? What happened?
I think CYPHER, he came to today not as prepared as he would have been. I mean, he is prepared, but not with the right mental state. Things just didn't go his way before the game. He did have a strong performance on Lost World, but really just Evil had, I think, the mind game advantage when it came down to it.
I mean, we entered the series where CYPHER was feeling like, the server search didn't quite go his way. He went to the net cafe, specifically so he could get, a better playing situation, better internet situation than he had at home. Last week, he could have been in the grand finals. He was ready, but then the power went out, So trying to eliminate all these factors so that he can have the best grand final for the last cut before the season finale next weekend. And it just didn't go quite his way. He just didn't get the server he wanted. Then, had some, shaky situations. The starts of most of the maps went towards Evil's favor, and nothing seemed to go his way tonight.
I think, if anything, DDK, what we can summarize from this is that we need more Quake Live LAN events so that everybody plays on a level playing field, and we can go ahead like that. And onwards and upwards to, I guess, DreamHack, which hopefully will be happening in the summer in that respect.
Definitely. So, well, congratulations to Evil, who once again asserts his dominance, at least in the Sunday Cups, that in the Sunday Cups, he's the better player, at least results-wise. Of course, we can't ever dismiss CYPHER having won the biggest event last year, DreamHack Winter 2013. But thanks a lot, MVC, for coming on and commentating. It was a pleasure. We have to get you back soon.
Yeah, sure, anytime, as long as I'm free and available. No problem.
And thanks to all the viewers. Remember, next weekend we do have that finale, so set your calendars. And I guess that's it for the show today, so that's all from us. Bye, guys. We'll see you then.